Hi everyone, my name is Martha Mock. It's such a pleasure to be here with you all today. And I want to make a special thank you for Beauty Expo. We have been working together for a few years now. I'm honored to be one of their competition judge and also on-stage speaker in their Sydney Expo and Melbourne Expo. This year, yes, it is a little bit different, but being able to go on virtually and meet all of you, it gives us the opportunity of no barrier. No matter where you are, we are here to support you, guide you, and share our knowledge with you. Today, my topic is how to be the confident makeup artist. And talk about confidence, I'm going to do something that is quite brave. I'm going to record all this session in one go. So yes, I am going to make mistakes. Yes, I am going to have hiccups. And it is okay to be not perfect. This is the confidence I wanted to show you, to all of you, that it is okay to be imperfect. It is okay to make mistakes. It is okay as long as that you know how to learn from your mistake and improve on it. So how have everyone been so far? I understand that the COVID has really hit us hard. To be honest with you, 95% of my wedding actually got postponed to next year. It was certainly a big hit for all of us. The good thing is, during this time, I have expanded another company and to do other things as well. That actually provide me income, sustainability, and also making me extremely happy. I can't wait to share my journey with you and to show you all how to not just survive, but thrive in this difficult situation. Who is Martha Mock? I am a multi-award international makeup artist and hairstylist for about 16 years now. I have the honor of being the competition judge of Sydney Beauty Expo, Australian Makeup Industry Award, Perth Hair Makeup Expo, and I'm also an author of Don't Survive 5 Even When Times Are Tough. Beside that, my company is The Makeup Station, which has been awarded in the Sydney area as the top 10 hair makeup artist team for weddings. I'm also a multiple shop owners that I have two bridal gown shops. And before I also run a one-stop wedding solution, which does wedding planning, wedding decoration, and of course, mobile hair and makeup service. My D Makeup Station team has about 20 freelance stylists with me. And they're not just my team, they are my family. Without them, I would not be where I am today. So I'm always grateful to them. And after COVID, I decided to expand my capability and area. I decided to open a new company called Super Confident Coaching. As all of these years in the industry, if there's one thing that I know what to do, is how to remain confident. So today, I'm going to share with you guys some of the tips that I have of remaining confident in ourselves, in our work, and having that confidence to believe the bad time will pass and we will, as makeup artists, will thrive again. So to make sure that everyone is comfortable, have your phone switch on silence, have your pen and paper ready. If you want to actually take some photo, get your phone ready as well. Have your drink and snacks ready because we are in for a fun time. It is all about having fun. There's no judgment over here. All I wanted to do is to support you, and we're going to have a great time together. So let's start. Why we are here today? This is our objectives. As I mentioned previously, that COVID has hit us hard. However, the makeup artist path was never easy. My objective for today is to help you to give you the best chance to be the top 10% in our industry, where students will gain the knowledge to break down some of their self barriers and self block, limiting belief, and gain understanding in customer value, as well as understanding what value you give to your clients. To me, having the correct mindset is the key to get us through tough situation. So point one will be how to become a confident makeup artist, how to identify your fear, your outcomes, and how to actually overcome them. Find out the triggers, what trigger actually caused you to have anxiety. One big $1 million questions in our industry, how to get your clients to pay your worth. I get asked that questions all the time. And how to remove your self-limiting belief, believing that you are worth it. And during this time, even that 95% of my wedding got cancelled, I was still able to increase my cash flow by doing a few things to my current and future bookings. So I'm going to share that with you. How do I maintain my cash flow during this time so I can also be comfortable during this time of uncertainty? So are we excited? I sure am. So here we go for a fun journey. What is confidence? Confidence, a lot of people say, oh yeah, maybe dressing well, dressing in branded things give them confidence, driving a nice fancy car give you confidence. But for me, confidence is quite simple. It only needs 3 steps to build that. First thing is to be kind to yourself. As makeup artists, we are the worst self-critics. We always judge ourselves thinking that we're not good enough. Compare ourselves to industry leader when you are just a student coming out of a college. Be kind to yourself and accept you with your ability and the resources that you get at the moment. Be kind to yourself and stop comparing yourself to other people, but judging your own work and learn from it. A really good tip that I used to use is I take a lot of photo when I'm doing a makeup, and I do take it from different angle as well, making sure that I check on the eyebrow if they're clean or not, checking their eyes if they actually clean lines and if there's any fallout underneath the eyes here, also to check that if their lips is actually done properly. Those photo helps me to build my confidence in the work that I do, because I'm no longer competing with other makeup artists. I am competing for myself in my own work. And once you actually done that, then you go and look at benchmark in the industry and see where you can learn from them and how you can actually learn their skill, learn their technique. One of the big thing I found that for master artists, they are very clean. All our work is very clean. Eyebrows are clean, under eyes are clean, lipstick are clean, eyeshadows are well blended. So those are the benchmarks that you can set yourself on. But do not put yourself down when you can't do it the first time, the second time, even the third time. You know why? Because it takes us many, many hours to be able to do that eyeliner, that blending, and that lipstick. So give yourself time to develop your skill and build up your confidence from there. Second ideas is to accept your imperfection. Understand that you are a student coming out of school. You've only been doing 10, 20 faces. You still got a long way to go compared to a lot of us like me, 16 years in the industry. I lost count of how many brides I've done, but I used to do about 8 to 16 weddings per month. And consider there's bridesmaid, mom, bride, lots of people. And I do have my lovely team helping me as well. So understand your imperfection and accepting it is that it's okay until I get to their level, I will be kinder to myself. And also appreciate your self-reflection. What we mean by that is when, like what I suggest before, is to look at your own work and see where can you find the mistake. Sometimes I would open up the photo and enlarge it and check if there are gaps in between the false eyelashes and our lash line. If there's white gap in it, which most of the newbies that in our industry, I definitely see that problem. And you will learn and say, hey, that's one of the area I need to actually be aware of. So I will lift up the eyelid and make sure that I fill in that little gap area. So to avoid this problem from happening again. And after a few try, you will remember that next time when you put your brushes in, that will be one area you will learn to do that. And that's what I find to help me to build confidence. And believe it or not, 80% of our decision is actually based on fear. It is not based on what we want. It's like we keep ourselves into a comfort zone to make sure that we don't get hurt. So 80% of what we decide to do is based on fear. And believe me, fear is something that people can smell from a mile away. For example, if I'm taking one of my assistants to work, they are adjusting their eyebrow and they are starting to doubt their work. Your client can smell that fear immediately. And if you're at a situation that you don't know what to do, go to your seniors. If you got someone that is working with you when you're on work experience, ask them and say, hey, I need some help on this. Would you mind doing that? We will not say no to you. We will not put you down. It's not because you're not good enough that you can't do it. It's just that you haven't built up the confidence to do it yet. So it's okay. Let someone else take over and build up your confidence and be better. So understand where your fear is. If eyebrow is one of your worst point, I used to teach my students to put a sticky tape on your legs. Because of that curved area, it helps you to draw balanced eyebrow. So you draw two eyebrows at the same time using two of those masking tape. The more you do this exercise, the better your hands will be and how your eyes actually will see balance. So that's one exercise I ask you to actually go home and try. Another really good exercise to do is a lot of people have a lot of fear about false eyelashes. If you are one of those that are scared of putting false eyelashes on people, go and actually practice your eyelashes on a mannequin. You know the mannequin for our hair styling? Put eyelashes on them. They are the hardest for you to put on. And the trick is to push that lash line as close to the eye line and as close to the eyelash as possible. And this is a very good way for you to practice the amount of glue you put on, how long you wait before you let the lashes go on and how long it dries. And it will actually also help you to adjust your eyelashes to the way that it would actually fit the age, not just Asian, but the human eye shape. Because human eye shape is actually a curve. A lot of the eyelashes that when you buy, they are a straight line or the curve is not curved enough, and that's why they live on the corner. So these are the little things that I can actually share with you that will help you to conquer your fear. And once you identify all the excuses and the BS that you give you will realize what is actually stopping you. It could be eyebrow, it could be eyeliner, it could be eyelashes, it could be lips. Go and practice until your fingers fall off. Like these are my 10th or the 15th replacement. Without practice, you will never get better. And with practice, you will be 10 times better. The difference between a master and someone who are new is only because the amount of time we took to practice. And if you don't have a friend that you can practice with, practice on your own face or your mannequin your dolly head is your number one best friend. They're extremely difficult to put makeup on too. You can use acetone or makeup remover to remove their makeup and then redo them again. You will find it's actually quite fun to do. Mask on. Can you spot the difference? What I mean by mask on is the fact that when we are at a client's place, no matter what we have in our head before, you could be having a fight with your partner, your kids may actually didn't eat their breakfast in the morning, your dog chew up your shoes, anything that happens on the day, you must be able to put this mask on and go to work. Can you spot the difference between photo A and B? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. It's great if you can't, because at least I still got my smile on. If you can tell the A actually shows a lot of confidence and trust in what I do. And having that persona, that aura in you is what the client can sense. I can give you one little tip. Before you go into a job, if you're not feeling so well that morning, I will give you 5 sentences to say to yourself. It's about 5 sentences that will give you reassurance, validation to yourself. These 5 sentences are: I'm important, I'm beautiful, I'm enough, I'm worth it, and I can do this. So this simple 5 sentences you can keep repeat in your head. If you're not feeling that good, it doesn't take that long. And if you say it about 3 to 5 times, your whole persona and your vibration will be different. And you will be able to bring out your best smile when you are working with a client instead of trying to actually hide away from it. So I have 4 questions for you here that will help you to increase your confidence and realizing what have you been doing to yourself. Like I said before, makeup artists are our worst self-critics. We tend to put ourselves down all the time, thinking that we're not good enough at this, we're not good enough at that. So I'm going to help you with giving you 4 questions to help to build you your confidence and give you some self-healing as well. I suggest you to do this exercise for 21 days. All you have to do is take 5 minutes a day before you go to sleep and type it up on an Excel or write it down on a book or journal, and you will begin to see your pattern of what you do to yourself. And also you will see that you already find the answer from within to fix the problem that you think you're heading. First question will be, what makes you feel uncomfortable today? This exercise is to be done at a daily basis. It's going to help you to find out what caused you unhappiness, uncomfortableness, and also how to help you to get better. So the first question again will be, what makes you feel uncomfortable today? List it all out. It could be I dropped $2, I step on my cat, I drop my pen, I break my eyeshadow palette, whatever you wanted to say, just list it out. The second question will be, what will make you feel more comfortable today? So maybe I can fix up my eyeshadow palette. Maybe I will leave my house 15 minutes earlier instead of running and rushing to a job. Maybe I'll bring an extra garbage bag for my job so I can put garbage in it. It's make the table less messy. All those little things that you could think of to make your job and make your day more comfortable. Third question is, how could I improve on this? Maybe I could actually bring I may actually go on YouTube and actually study another 2 tutorial of how to put eyeshadow on for hook the eyes. Things like that you list out and say, how can you make your uncomfortable situation better? Last but not least is, what did I learn from this experience? It could be Yes, I would actually remember that when I draw that eyeliner next time, my hands needs to go on one direction to gently go up instead of a particular wing that goes up and I can't control it. Every experience that you do, every mistake that you make, they are just an experience for you to learn from. Like today, the reason that I don't want to edit my video is to show you it doesn't matter who you are. We all make mistakes. And it's okay to make mistakes. Own it. Learn from it. Improve on it. And to find out what are the triggers that you're not comfortable and confident in, then fix it, improve it, and upgrade it. So this is a little bit of a worksheet for all of you to do at home. And it will allow you about 10 minutes to do that, to allow yourself to find out all the triggers that may make you feel uncomfortable. List out all the things that you need at the same situation that will make you feel comfortable. Suggest what could be handled differently and write down what you gain from finding out what the triggers is and how to handle it. These are the 4 questions in there. The purpose of these questions is to remove your fear and also gain confidence. Try it for 21 days. I do have students that come back to me and say, wow, after the 8th day, I could not find anything that makes me feel uncomfortable because I have come to terms with it. And that is the best result that you can ever ask for. So try it. I highly encourage you. Okay, let's talk about one of the common excuses that you tell yourself. For example, I can't charge what I want to charge. This is one of the questions that I see a lot. If you guys don't notice, I also own a Facebook group called Bridal Hair and Makeup Artists for Australia. It's for Australian only. We have about over 2,200 people in the group. And in that group, one of the questions that I constantly hear is how much should I charge? This is one of the golden questions, like I said. And it's like, what didn't I do well? We often think that we're not good enough to charge what we think we're worth. And one of my biggest mistakes in my career was that I didn't increase my price during my prime time in 4 years, while my competition actually went up a lot higher. So when the time that I realized that I need to actually increase my price because I'm not happy with it, it took me 9 months before my market realized that my price have changed. And I think I increased it by about $100. I was keeping my price at 200 and something dollars, and then immediately I jumped onto 300 and something. And it took a little bit of a while for the market to actually accept me. So during that time, I actually started to go and actually teach and my master classes and all around Australia and overseas as well, and keep my status and authority and credibility up. So when I hear these questions, when people ask, how much should I charge? I often ask this question back. How much do you charge that will make you feel happy? Your answer could be $50. Your answer could be $200. And if that's the amount that it will make you feel happy, then stick with it. It doesn't matter. Like you probably would say, oh, but my competition is charging 150. I feel like that I should charge 100, but I'm not too happy with it. Then charge 125. At least that you'll have a little bit of benchmark to do, isn't it? And you feel like that you're better than other people, but you're not there yet, then charge a little bit less if you feel better about it. Like that's how I feel, because it's not about how much you charge. They will always be customer thinking that you're too expensive. They will always be customer thinking that you are completely worth it. So do not be this arrogant artist that judge how much your client is willing to pay. When they see your value, they will pay whatever they need to get you. I do a lot of international wedding where I get flown to Paris, London, Japan, Taiwan, Bali, Singapore, Hong Kong as well, Queenstown, New Zealand, all these places, my client has to pay for my accommodation, my flight, and my service fee. They still pay you. It's because they see the value in you. So charge a price that you are happy with, that you think that your work is worth it. And that's the amount that you should be charging. So what would I have done differently? It's like I have learned to ask myself a few questions to make sure that my happiness is met. So how much, like what I explained before, how much would I like to receive for the work that I've done? What are the competition in the areas charging? If I compare my work realistically, where does my work fit? And what would make me happy and make me feel deserved it? So list down all the 5 top excuses that you tell yourself that you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do X, Y, Z. Then on the next side, put down what are the counteract words that you can put on it. That I can do this, I can do it another way, I can. It's like when I first started, I couldn't do a Dutch braid. And I improvised into something different. I make the braid bigger so no one actually knows it's not a Dutch braid. You improvise and actually make it the way that it will work for you. You do not just say, now I can't do this and give up. You always got to try. And remove your self-sabotage behavior and thinking that you can't do this, you can't do that. Start changing your language into I can, I will, I must. And that's when your whole persona and also the vibration that you give to the universe will start changing. And when that change, your customer can actually sense the difference. It's like sometimes I go and do a job that my assistant could be doing exactly the same thing that I do. But I will go in and just touch. And I do not, I do mean it. I just touch. And they think, oh my God, like you did it 10 times better. And I'm like, all I did was one touch. It's not because my assistant didn't do a good job. It's that they didn't have the confidence to tell the client and to show the client, this is the best that I think it suits you. So when you have the confidence to tell your clients that I think this one looks the best because I'm the expert, I'm the authority, and I'm sharing, not telling, sharing with you my expert advice. And they can choose then to accept you or not. But at least you're being firm, you're being not rude, but professional about it. How to handle rejections. This is a very good topic because getting rejected, especially your first 20 no's, is always the hardest. Like receiving a client saying, oh, you're too expensive, you're too expensive. And when the 10th person tell you you're too expensive, then you start questioning, yes, maybe I am. But then when your first 20 person, and then you have one person who's willing to pay your price, you're like, oh my God, I finally get deserved it. How to handle this rejection is the fact that knowing you are not for everyone and not everyone's for you. Client will only pay for things that they see value. And why some people shop at Louis Vuitton and why some people shop at Kmart, because their value is different. So instead of judging yourself about how good you are, think about how do you add value to your client customer by showing them your credibility, by showing them your the quality of your product and why you're actually worth the price that you are. For example, for most of us that who done makeup training or the diploma, it costs tens of thousands of dollars. Most people don't know how much our course actually costs. Then tell them that, yeah, I paid $10,000, over $10,000 to become a makeup artist. And that's when you start to earn the respect of your client. Be the creator to your own reality. Money is normally not the main reason that people do not go with you. It's normally the most common excuse they use, but it's always not the main issue. It's normally the fact that they don't see value in hiring you. some of the joke that my assistant will say is that, Martha, you charge too much. Look at them. They're having such a small recession and they still have to hire you for the full day. I don't understand why. You charge more than what the photographer is charging. And I'm like, thank you, because this client has seen my value. They realize what value I give, and they believe in me and have that trust in me that I can make them look absolutely amazing. The three questions that you can ask your clients is that, do they trust you? Do they trust themselves that they can actually completely rely on you and adjust to your suggestions? And the third thing is, do they believe in you that what you give them is the best and most suitable for them? So hold on to these three main point when you're talking to your clients, and show that you know what you're talking about and have that confidence. And once you have confidence, I'm one of those artists that who will never say yes to a client. If I feel like that is unreasonable, I will tell them and say, I think you make a good suggestion. I will try that for you, but I will show you another way as well because I feel that's more suitable for you. 99.9% of the chance I'm right. Why? Because I'm the professional. So by doing that, it actually gives you authority as well. So your client are no longer dragging you around by the nose. Like I mentioned before, three calls of rejection is, do they trust you? Do they trust what you can do? Do they believe that you are the person who can give them what they want? So once you'll be able to build up that trust, you can sell anything. Okay, let's talk about money. How's everyone so far? I'm glad that you're still staying with me. Hope you're finding that my presentation is valuable. Now, to people get attracted to offers and value. Like I said that I get flown all over the world to do makeup, not because I'm the best makeup artist in the world. I am one of the best, but I'm not the top makeup artist in the world. I always think that someone out there could be better than me. It doesn't matter. But in the client eyes, you are their number one. You are the best person to give them what they want. So realize what your own value is, and then your clients will come and realize how much you're worth. So to add value to the current offer you're giving, especially during this time, what I did was to actually give out COVID specials. So I give them a little bit of a special when they decide to make their booking and pay in full. So that way I can have more cash coming in. A lot of people said about deposit and say, oh, I only charge $50 deposit. I only charge $200 deposit. Waiting for them is so expensive. And I don't want them to pay more. And I can tell you this right now, people, artists, a wedding costs are arm and a leg. Us makeup artists, that bill is the bare minimum. We are just a small potato compared to their wedding bill. So don't tell me that they can't afford to pay whatever price that you ask for. And if they want you and they want that bonus, they will pay the full price. And that's one of the things that I got myself through during COVID. That I provide extra values for them. I gave them a wedding consultation when they actually pay in full, so they can ask me every single question that about their wedding in wedding planning as well. So I also give them a peace of mind by telling them that they have 12-month credits to use. And remember, this is a credit, not a refund. I do not do refund at all in my company. I only give credits for 12 months. And during COVID, I probably give it up to probably 14 months, just in case if they have to postpone their wedding for a whole year, which a lot of them did at the end. So giving them the peace of mind of knowing that they have that flexibility, I will tell them, as long as you don't cancel the wedding, it's fine. I will actually give you a 12 months credit for it. But if you cancel, there's no refund whatsoever. Okay? Got it. And they can use this credit on going to parties or going for a photo shoot, having a night out. Who cares what they're going to use it in? You do not judge how are they going to use their money. So don't actually have that mind that how are they going to spend the credit. They'll figure it out themselves. They're adults, they're not kids. Time saving. If you are that person that who can save them time and you can answer most of their question about the wedding or about like how long you need to actually do the hair and makeup, and that is a great peace of mind for them because time is so valuable. For me, if you girls or anyone that actually knows me, I'm called the Queen of Speed. All the weddings that I do is under 3.5 minutes, 3.5 hours, sorry, under 3.5 hours. I don't care if you have 4 people to 13 people, I still do it in 3.5 hours. The reason for that is I bring enough people to work. So under 3 people, I can do the hair and makeup myself under 3.5 hours, including the bride, of course, without eyelashes and my famous eyelids adjustment, all that kind of thing. But if there's 4 people or more, then I will start bringing a team member. If there's 5 people, 6 people, I bring in more member. So the thing is, because I can save them time, that they know they don't need to get up at midnight to do their wedding day hair and makeup, that gives them more confidence and they see the value in that. Because who doesn't like beauty sleep? I love my beauty sleep. So if I can sleep for another half an hour, that's already a bonus. And that's what make you different to another makeup artist that takes 5 hours and similar pricing. They will value the time that you're helping them to save. Longevity, meaning how waterproof and how long your makeup can stay. I currently use Atelier Paris High D foundation. I've been using it for many years. The reason for that is I love their consistency, that I can mix a different medium in it. I could mix a facial oil in it. I could mix a illuminator in it and change the consistency of the foundation. They are, if you are in Sydney, they are distributed by Making Faces Studio, and you can go online and search for it. It's not a Face Atelier, that's another brand. The brand that I use is Atelier Paris, that's from France. So my foundation are well known to be able to last longer. And everything that I do, because I double layer, especially around the not so much the foundation, but the eyeshadow and like liner and things like that, I use very waterproof product. So even when they quite uncontrollably, as long as they don't rub too bad, they will be fine. So that longevity is how you get your referrals and how people are going to talk about you. When you use quality, good products, that it's not about brand name. It's actually about how long it lasts. So I prefer to use more makeup artist brand because that actually lasts longer, like Kyolan, Making Faces. For powder and blush wise, I am currently using Hourglass because of how fine they are. That doesn't actually show wrinkles, so that's what I use. So longevity is what people look at. Especially after COVID now, people are in tougher financial situation. If they don't need you to come back for a touch up, even you charge a little bit more, they're still happy to pay for you because they know that makeup is going to last them for the whole day. And the convenience. I wanted to ask this question. How many of you are makeup artists only? And how many of you are hair and makeup artists? And if you are a makeup artist only or you are a hairdressers only, I would highly recommend you to pick up another skill such as makeup or hair. People likes the convenience of having one person looking after everything because that's less time consuming to organize, like the time saving factor, and also the convenience of having one person looking after all. So think about doing an investment on yourself to give yourself that ability to earn more. Job is hard to get these days because there's so many of us, and after COVID, wedding actually have reduced a lot. And if that's the case, by maximizing the amount that you can get from every single job, that's how you are going to increase the money and the amount that is coming into your bank account. So think about that. If you haven't spent the investment in yourself before, definitely thinking about taking up courses. I offer workshop as well, one-on-one or in a group places for hair and makeup training. You can always find me later. Online, I'm easy to search. And how to provide an irresistible offer. A lot of people, when you buy something, who buys things at sale and think, oh my God, like, it's such a good offer. Always make sure when you're pitching your client, beside pricing, you are able to help them to solve 3 points that in there. The 3 points that you're solving is solving their pain point. For example, they have uneven faces. They have flat nose like me. Their eyes is very small. So they want to make their eyes look bigger, their nose look higher, and the face look slimmer. These are the most common problems that people have. So if you're able to solve their pain point, they will pay anything for it. So always remember to sell what problem can you solve. This is the best way for you to make offer. So one of my famous feature is that I adjust unbalanced eyes and make their eyes 2 size bigger. So if you go online and search for me, I'm on Instagram as well under Martha Mock /makeup hair. You'll be able to see some of my work of how I transform people. And that's one of the reasons that I'm specialized on that and I can solve people's pain point, not like any other people are. And that's how I make myself a name and become successful the way I am. And before COVID, the truth is I only need to work 2 days a week and I live a very comfortable life. And give value and give the outcome. The value that they're gaining from hiring you is, for example, having that longevity, having the knowledge of someone being in the industry for so long, or having the knowledge of this person have very good product knowledge. They understand skin, they understand product ingredients. Give yourself that advantage, that comparative advantage that other people don't do. Find out what is in your passion that you want to learn. That will really, really help you. And give them the what instead of how. Give them what to do. They want instruction of exactly what to do. How come that happened? Or how come that actually, like, how come you got dry skin? How come, like, instead of like, I do have people, like, I do see students before I say, oh, how come you got dry skin? Oh, they're so bad. They're like, they're flickies and everything. That's why your foundation is not smooth. Oh, how come you got like, pimples and things like that is not covering? Don't give them that. It's not going to sell your work. What you can do is instead of, okay, what product can I use to cover? I remember one of my clients that 1 week before her wedding, she had a 2nd-degree burn from having a hair bleach. All her forehead here was completely bleeding and infected and everything. So when I saw her that day, the worst thing that I could mention is that it's like a Halloween makeup that doesn't need makeup on. It was that bad. The only good thing was she wasn't bleeding that day. So I have to use my most trusted concealer, which is the Nesamarex, the Cover Stake. Highly recommend that one. Best concealer in the world. It doesn't show any wrinkles and lines. Great for under eyes. And also it covers everything you want to cover. I use the N series, the N3 and N4 are the most common neutral color, and I also got N1 as well that I can mix it with other things. So that's what I use for her, this client that who has 2nd-degree burn and having this really, really, really bad scarring on her face. And it's not about asking them how do you get that. It's about, okay, this is what I can use to fix your problem. If you can actually show them this is what I can do, they will pay you anything to actually. And she actually referred a lot of her friends to me and said that Martha saved my life and solved my problem because I gave her the what I can do instead of how come things actually happen. I hope that makes sense to everyone, and understanding how to increase your offer and how to make your offer, your pricing. If pricing is only a very small part, it's also what you can include in the message. And that's what makes it more valuable. So today I'm going to give you some giveaways. I have talked to Beauty Expo already, and I wanted to help all of you who have been affected by our recent events. And I want to share my ebook to you, Don't Survive, Thrive. The link has been given to Beauty Expo. They will attach it underneath there. So feel free to go online and actually download it. And when you actually got your link to the book, you can also come to me and have for a chat. Normally, I give my empowerment session is value at $300, but this one is on me. I'm going to actually share it with you, give it to you. If you ever wanted some pointers, I have a few clients that is actually in the beauty industry. So I help them to build their business better. Because of my experience in the industry, they trust me to be their mentor and their coach. So I help them in the business sense as well as their emotional state. So this is my gift to you, that I will give you 1 hour of my time to have a chat with you, to see where you're at, where you need help, what your pain points are, and maybe how we can actually help you. So thank you once again for having me today, and a million thank you to the Beauty Expo. It is such an important event for our industry. Everyone, please support the Beauty Expo no matter where we are, and I look forward to be presenting to you next year on stage at the Beauty Expo. See you. Bye bye.